Hey, this is Chelsea Dupre, co-host of Girl Hustle. Thanks for listening to the following podcast on Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach here to deliver a message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to inspire and empower you to live out your wildest freaking dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, guys? Happy freaking Tuesday. You literally are tuning in to a podcast that has so much passion and so much fire. Welcome to Your Life Matters. You are incredible, and I need to start by saying your life matters. Right now, I want you to just take a deep breath and close your eyes. If you're driving, do not, just listen to my voice. Open up your heart and your mind, and I want you to hear something so powerful and so true. You are the only you there is, and the only you there will ever be. Go out right now and live your best life. Thank you for tuning into this podcast, friends. You deserve the greatest life. And today, right now, we are going to touch on something that I'm so passionate about. I want you to understand that you have a superpower. And your superpower is about to get touched and tapped into right now. And you're going to literally be like, ouch, Mariah, that was a massive dagger to the chest. It was a gut check. It was wrenching. I don't know what to do from here. But I'm going to tell you that you're going to put your big girl pants on just like I did after I went through the same understanding and learning curve, is that you can accomplish incredible things no matter how hard they are. And when I sit there and I think about things that I go through that are hard, I think about being in labor for 17 and a half hours on Pitocin with no pain medication. And then I said, Mariah, really, you can go through anything. And true through and through, there is a different type of woman and breed who can say, hey, and I do not knock or discredit anyone. I feel like you are a complete and total badass if you've given birth regardless. But I'm just saying there is something to be said with a woman who has gone through natural childbirth, and then on top of that, going through natural childbirth on a medication that should be labeled with death. Pitocin is no joke. So whenever, for me, in my life, I sit there and I say, I've gone through this, and this, but nothing compares to that. Or I say, hey, I'm going through a really hard season, but I know that it won't kill me because that didn't. And if anything in my life, that should have killed me, like hands down truth. And you can get through hard things. Women have been giving birth for millions of years, right? I'm being a little dramatic, but for thousands of years, you can do anything. And I empower most women to try and do it natural because you really are created for this. That's a little, TED Talk randomness from Mariah today. So I love you guys. But really, truly, I want to talk today about your superpower, and I want you to pause and really think about it. And I had to think about what was my superpower. I come up with things like passion and kindness and compassion and empathy and a place of just resiliency, and then becoming very in tune with who I am as a tiny human healer, of a nurturer, as a mom. And I sat there and I thought, that doesn't claim power to me. And not that I'm talking about like really standing true in a power mode, but I'm saying, what is my superpower? What gives me the upper hand in things that I do in life that help me to be able to, really truly get through hard seasons. And I feel like all of us have very different things, and it always is based on what is kind of our triggers. And for me, and I know I've talked about this in the past, rejection and abandonment are really big things for me. That is a trigger for me. That is my paradigm, and it's where I had to shift my mindset. So my superpower is something that kind of combats the rejection and abandonment. And for me, the thing that I claim as my superpower is consistency, commitment, and resiliency. And the reason why I felt so compelled to share that is because really, truly, if you are consistent and you're committed to what you're consistent in, and then you have this resiliency about you and about yourself in order to make it something that really, truly happens, you will forever see success. And I had to break it down in this way of, what are you committed to? What are you consistent in? Do you show up to your job every single day? Do you go to school every single day? Do you or have you gone through 12 plus years of school? Yeah. And you show up to a job that maybe you don't exactly like, or that you hate, or that isn't your dream career, but you do it because you have to. Well, gut check is you don't have to do anything. You choose to do it, right? So how many of you have gone to a place that you don't like, or show up to school daily, or you just feel like, you know what, I have to do this because this is what I'm meant to do in order to get through this moment. I need to pay the bills. I need to go after an education because I need X, Y, and Z. Again, my friend, you don't have to do anything. You are choosing to do it. But the problem is you have chose to understand consistency and commitment in the wrong thing. You choose to understand that you can show up to work and school and relationships and life and hardships because you have to, but you refuse to prove that you can be consistent and committed and resilient in something that is yours, and that's your dreams. Your dreams deserve you to be consistent and committed. You can prove that you are consistent in your dreams because you already do. You show up to school, you show up to work. So how dare you sit there and not be in that same headspace when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your life? How can you show up to something that you hate or dislike or not really super passionate for, but can't figure out a way to show up for your dreams every single day? When people sit there and say, Mariah, how can you juggle all these things? And how have you been running a business and gone through a divorce and gone through, getting your doctoral program and having a daughter and all these things? And they sit there and they look at my social media, they look at the podcast, they hear my voice, and they say, how have you continued to show up? Because I understand what consistency and commitment looks like. And I understand that life is going to happen. So I am resilient in that. And if I can show up to a job that I hated, if I could show up for my daughter every single day that I love, and I don't choose to turn off motherhood, if I can show up for 12, almost 20 plus years of education, I can show up for myself. I can show up for my dreams. And it's time that you decide to do the same thing. It's a time for you to understand that you don't have a consistency problem. You don't even really have a commitment problem. What you have is the lack of belief and understanding that if you took even a fraction of that same commitment and consistency and put it to your dreams, that's your superpower, that you'd be freaking unstoppable and no one could stop you. Friends, hear me say this. Commit to your dreams. Consistently show up for them. Resiliently fight for them. Go after it. Don't start tomorrow. Don't start next week. Don't start next month. Start today. Go get it right now and trust and believe that you will always be guided to the right thing. Your dreams are worth your fight. Your dreams are worth you showing up for. Believe that, receive that, and the rest, just release that. You are enough. Your dreams are enough. You are amazing. You can do anything in this life. I believe that wholeheartedly. I'm proud of you. I'm honored to know you. Please go and realize that your life freaking matters. My friend, I'm fired up for you. Go after your dreams, commit to them, be consistent, show resiliency, know that I'm here and cheering you on, and realize that you don't have a consistency or commitment problem. That should be your superpower. And if you're like, that doesn't align with my superpower, figure out what your superpower is and tap into it. Stop paying for other people's dreams at your 8 to 5 and pay for your own. The same way that you diligently show up for your boss, you should be showing up for yourself. Trust and believe that. Know that you are meant for that. You are meant for greatness. Friends, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm so freaking proud of you. And I am so excited for you to tune in next week to another episode of Your Life Matters. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. I just ask that you share this episode with somebody. I ask you to just share it and give it to somebody who could potentially need to hear this message. I really am on a mission to help hundreds of thousands of people to believe that their mess is their message and that their story really does matter and that above all, their life matters. I'm so grateful that you're here. I want you to share this episode. And then on top of that, if you could please leave a rating or a review or both. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you've connected with, because that's going to be the best way that I can make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly what you need. I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you, and I want you to know the difference and the impact you guys make in my life. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing when you guys private message me or screenshot it and share it on Instagram or Facebook, because it lets me know that this podcast is doing exactly what it was meant to do, and it's to make sure that there's an impact being made and to help remind you and everyone else that your life matters.